Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Trigger Happy Havoc Danganronpa. So last episode, we did our investigations on Hifumi and Taka's deaths, right? We got a lot of evidence. And before we start, I'm guessing that the mastermind is gonna be Celeste. Accomplice is gonna be Hifumi, right? That's my guess for this one. Let's see if it's right. So let's go, let's start it. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, if you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Yeah, Hina kept insisting that it's Hagakure, but he's too stupid to do that.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
It's you, Celeste.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit.
Blueprints? But the thing with the blueprints though, it has a different handwriting, right? You can actually see that. Hiro's handwriting was pretty good.
Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
Before anything else, we have to make that clear. It's not Hiro though, yeah. Yasuhiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Okay, so I guess it's gonna be the blueprints, but I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is, yeah, it was pretty good. His handwriting was good. The one in the blueprints was just a normal handwriting.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
No, that's wrong. Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
Yeah, look at his penmanship. It's pretty good, right?
The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
Yeah, the difference.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
No, I think it's still Hiro. It's only one suit. It's still him. But yeah, he just got set up.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Okay, why didn't you just say it? Why does it need to be Makoto? And of course he passed it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Suspicious individual. The Illuminati. I mean, Hina was at one point, right? She was testing the suit out. She was in the suit. But yeah, it is Hiro.
I got it! Other than Hiro,
I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You've just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Yeah, they put Taka's body on the tarp, the blue tarp, right?
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Byakuya, man. Byakuya is like, I know the answers, but I'll let Makoto explain. The blue tarp, yes, this one.
I got it!
Okay, there's still one more thing. Okay, one more. The dolly.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What, is it wrong? Why is he... What's with the attitude?
So,
okay,
let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Not you think, we know.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
What do you mean? We were the ones solving the cases. What?
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element. Okay. What is this time? Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time, this is the third class trial and we still have, what do you call this? Tutorials. We're gonna add more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see an ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Now, it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, so no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing X. Just like locking on, you will have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the X button now has a function along with A and Y. Okay, is this even necessary? You'll automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. But if your action difficulty is set to gentle, okay. Why do they make it so complicated, man? Why add a lot of stuff? You don't really need that.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Okay, we won.
I cannot agree. I
Hey, what
cannot
happened?
agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere.
Final strike.
I cannot agree.
This should
Oh,
prove
okay.
it.
We need to click Y again. I didn't remember.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Yes.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? Yeah, she will hate you later once we...
Well,
Tell them.
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then... what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Robo Justice costume?
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now,
Yes.
keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
But the thing is though...
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
No, but the thing is you can't bend over. Aoi tried to bend over, right? It didn't work. Yeah.
As we know,
Taka was killed, and from there...
Yeah, then loaded it on.
Now, keep in mind...
Well, yeah, but all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
Yeah, you can't really move. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised he got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend it away. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off to move the body because... Yeah, you can't take it off by yourself. He couldn't even remove it, right?
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help, please? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this friggin' thing. There's a clasp in the back, yes. And then we opened it and then he got out, right?
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Your picture is fake.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
The guy hit me. Okay, Robo Justice.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
Oh yeah. We 7 a.m. they arrived at the dining hall, right? And then an hour later, they went out to find everyone.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
Okay.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
I saw a shadow, yeah. She was the one who found, or she saw something. All the time, it's her.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the third floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Like every time the robot appeared, apparently, right? She was the only one who found it, saw it. Every time, it was only her, right? No one saw it but her. Yeah, that was a rather intense scream for someone like you. She really wanted to get their attention, right? And she was stalling for time. It's so obvious that it's Celeste. Crystal clear. And then, yeah, Hifumi shouted afterwards. Okay.
At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Honestly, this first part, yeah, I think this is fake. Remember, we saw also blood packets here, right? I think this is fake. And then... because, yeah, you look at the glasses as well. Okay, they'll explain it later, I guess.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the third floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
So yeah, for this one, the announcement that they said, right? So I guess it just happened... I guess, what do you call this? Not dumb luck, but it just happened at the same time that Makoto and the others discovered Hifumi, right? And then Byakuya and the others discovered Taka right here. It just so happened to be at the same time.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
So, for me, at that time, Hifumi was not dead.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body had disappeared. Look, it's Celeste again.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
Yeah, then Taka was also gone, right? Afterwards.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for two missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
Again, Celeste.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Okay. Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, and no matter what. Make your argument. Monokuma file tree. Wait, so we need to do the other one. How do we do that again? Give me a second. Influence. No, that you can... Loading, quick select. Wait, what? No.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
No, remember last time we could do something with the words? Like you could absorb them, right?
The numbering of the Justice
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
What is the controls for that?
Death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Yeah, I don't remember the controls, man. The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So...
No. Let me see again. Focus gauge, concentration, weak spots. Oh, I think we need to hold Y, right? If I'm correct. Oh yeah, there we go. This one.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
No.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
The numbering.
While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So,
okay, let me
regarding Taka, I wonder if or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true
okay, numbering, let's take that.
While Taka's death...
See? So it's obvious Taka came...
Okay, let's do the order.
I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
God.
What makes you say...
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's death...
See? So it's obvious Taka came... So, I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order...
Okay, there we go. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I just forgot the controls, yeah. I'm sorry.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order?
Yes.
But in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. What time? Oh yeah, the what do you call this? The watch. Yeah. His watch was broken, right? Wait, how do we do this again? Wait. Wrist. CH. Wristwatch.
Now I understand.
I'm losing health. Yeah, I'm not.
I got it.
I didn't even notice.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer.
Yeah, when he was saying this, his watch is still okay, right? The night before, I mean. It's almost 10 o'clock.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Kinda true.
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Yeah, when Hifumi's apparent murder happened, everyone was looking for the robot.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Yeah, Hiro and Kyoko was not there.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
No.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
True.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
I really like her accent. Kyoko.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could have not gone for more than a minute or two. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. And yeah, Hifumi was about 300 pounds, right? More than. Imagine you can move that body that fast. Impossible. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
I think even Sakura would have trouble carrying something like that, right? That way too heavy thing, right? It's very hard.
What if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
See, we are close to what I was saying. They're gonna deduce that he was alive.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? It is. It points to that. Celeste is like, it's impossible. Broken wristwatch. You don't need that.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay. I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once. Yeah, it just happened at the same time, or at the same time they went in. I forgot what the word is. A coincidence. Yeah, it was a coincidence.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was...
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery and Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
What does it have to do with what I said, or do you just know what you're doing? Wait, what did I say? Hold up.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that
surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, that last one, yeah, the last one.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead body had been found.
And that is...
Are we real? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Shoot!
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really... Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that...
Surely you heard the body discovered. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Okay, there we go.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Yeah, Monokuma's quite silent this time, right?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that It's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Oh yeah, then when we found the other body, right? He made an announcement.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Yeah.
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when... yeah, both bodies were rediscovered. That's it.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Yeah, this one. When we went inside, he made the announcement again, right?
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Okay, there has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. I think it's the glasses, and also we found the wiper, right? For the glasses on the trash can, if I'm correct. That's it. Because his glasses was clean when we found him the next time, right? He was dead. See? Hifumi's glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Got him.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository,
Yeah, it was clean.
they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in a trash can in the nurse's office was... yeah, this one. The anime cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Yes.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles. from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Byakuya. Imagine if Byakuya was using that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Copious corpse.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Yes.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot!
But yeah, honestly, they're such idiots though. Hifumi and especially Celeste. If she just shut up, right? And not say anything, it wouldn't have been that obvious. But every time there's something happening, it's Celeste who found it. It's Celeste who saw something. It's Celeste who... basically, it's her all the time, right?
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Yes.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi. Taka himself.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside, which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Oh, it was a paper. Yeah, it was ripped, right? The thing that Hifumi stole. It was... yeah, it was this one, right? Yeah, because for Taka, he only had this one on his hand left. So this one was in Hifumi.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi Spence. I don't want to lose health anymore. But yeah, it's Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Huffy? What?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Okay, here we go again. What is this? Bullets again? Oh my god. Hifumi's glasses, wristwatch, glass cleaning cloth. How do you change?
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Huffy?
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, it does though. The time on the note said 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.?
Huffy
Okay.
had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I...
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Oh my god, I nearly hit the other one. Thank god it didn't hit the pink
there
letters.
absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
Yeah, on his wristwatch.
We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
He took it.
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
He wanted to hide it.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Okay, the proof is this one. Yeah, the only one left in his hand, right?
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No, he's actually dead right now. He's dead now.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Ooh.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Okay.
And
What is it?
might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
True, he's actually saying something smart this time.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
I mean, it's number 1.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
Maybe.
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi, I mean, it's still the hammer, but the whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow, I have to find the truth. Spotless hammer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers! And, that's about it.
Okay, what do we do? Hifumi is killed in the repository, right? So if the weapon used to kill both of them were actually similar...
What was used to kill
Okay, maybe
Hifumi?
a different
Was it
one,
just
yeah.
maybe Justice?
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5! Check out murdergear.com.
Well, one thing's the murder weapon had to
Okay,
be
that
one of
one.
the
No, that's wrong.
Got it. Maybe it's a hammer from the equipment room, right? Remember that?
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, It was something completely different.
Yeah, there were missing hammers in the equipment room.
But seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi.
Okay, was it a repository? Hope they show a flashback, right?
Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Oh, yeah, this hammer. So, repository. I said equipment room, right? Sorry.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
But the thing is, alter ego hasn't been found yet, right? What if he was promised alter ego? He doesn't care if he... what do you call this? Yeah, he doesn't care if it's gonna benefit him or not. He just wants to use the laptop.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
But then again, until the end, right? He protected the person, the true killer's name. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... another one of these. Oh my god. Spotless hammer again?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Can you really say there's no chance two people work together in this? But yeah, the other one was impossible. The other one was two murders, right? Let me check again.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Oh my god! Did not reach. I was gonna test it. Yeah.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the... Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two...
That is how the rule was
But that only really applies if there's... In this case, however, there were two murders.
Okay, it's the opposite, okay. It was so hard, yeah.
Shoot!
Opposite.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually can. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply...
That is how the rule...
But that only really applies. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been... Even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the... Assuming the rule holds true.
Okay, there we go.
No, that's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
Dude, honestly, the absorb thingy, absorb and then shoot it, right? It's kind of frustrating. Like earlier as well. Like it's correct, right? That we chose for example in this one, we chose impossible and the 2 murders, right? But you need to do it at the the right order. Yes. Yeah, and we're losing life because of that.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been 1 murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only 1 person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't 1 single person committing multiple murders.
Okay, so Hifumi actually killed Taka? I was thinking it was both Celeste, right? But yeah, it is possible though.
Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents.
Hifumi kills Taka, and then they do their plan, and then Celeste betrays Hifumi and kills him so he doesn't speak, right?
And it only looked like 1 person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating 1 seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like 1 person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
Bro.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
I mean, if they're very desperate.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
I mean, he's stupid though. Yeah. Like, will someone like Byakuya agree to being an accomplice? Will someone like Kyoko? Of course not. The only ones that remains that could be an accomplice, right, is Hagakure or Hifumi. And let's just say Taka as well, right? Those 3. And Hifumi is the easiest target, I guess, right? And then he had beef with Taka as well, right? The effort made to convince us the 2 murders were the same, and that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Look, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Yeah, like even Toko, right? Toko would not be an accomplice to anyone except Byakuya, right? True killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded when you considered all that, there's only one person who seems to fit it all. It is Celeste. Sayaka. You can choose Sayaka still? Yeah, if I had like more health, I will try. Sakura. Sakura cannot. Yeah, Sakura's a good person. It's you.
Here's my answer.
Miss Celeste.
It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Oh my god, her accent, it changed.
Pardonnez-moi.
She's breaking character.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
But yeah, didn't she ask Hifumi to make her some, what do you call that? No. In the earlier episodes, right, where we were, or when we were at the dining hall, was it her? But yeah, if I remember correctly, it's like coffee, right? And then Hifumi made some coffee to her, and then she got angry, right? She interacted with him, and she's saying now, why would I interact with him? You did it back then. You could still do it, Celeste.
Is that so?
Yes, she heard me. See?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? The screaming, encountering. Yes, only them were the ones who saw the robot, right? The picture, screaming, only Celeste finding and saying, oh, I saw the robot there. Oh, I saw the robot here. Yeah.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
Ooh.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Correct.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow. See? Always her. Always see Celeste. Way too obvious. If you were smart, you would have killed Byakuya, Kyoko, or Makoto. But no, you killed Taka.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
she let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
That was a rather intense scream. I saw him, the strange costume man, who ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down in the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yeah, she was always stalling for time. That was way too obvious. Like in the beginning, I was like, okay. And then when we went through all of those scenes, right? Couple episodes back, she always tries to stall. Like simple questions, she tries to extend it, right? To make it a little bit longer so her accomplice can move, can do something. What was that? It's Hifumi.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Yeah, see? She was always involved in this. Like, this was too easy compared to the other ones, to the other class trials at least.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
Yeah, and you better move.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
Okay.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
Yep.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I mean, she's a very good liar, though. Remember when Aoi was lying, right? She noticed it quickly, like, oh, she's lying because she knows. Because she's a liar as well.
I have no idea what you mean.
See? Still smiling and lying.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but
I'll let Makoto explain it.
looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Okay, what did he say back then? They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We are all going to die here. Just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too.
Yeah, what is
but
strange?
I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Yeah, what?
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Okay.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
Okay, repeat it.
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
The Aka said the Celeste comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? Yeah, I'm kind of confused, I'm not gonna lie. I was just agreeing, but I'm confused. Okay, we need to absorb again. Oh my god, I hate this.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Oh, okay.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Okay, like, get that so strange thingy. When she said that she should have only known about Hifumi's death, with that in mind, what's so strange about what she said? Is it... Yeah, I think it's those guys, right? Okay, we'll check it out.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be... We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like...
Okay, there we go. Thank God.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
because she hasn't seen or she didn't know yet.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
Okay, so that was it? That was what Byakuya was saying? No, I understood it the first time that she said those guys, right? Because yeah, she doesn't know that Taka died, but like the way he said it, like he made it much more complicated, but it was basically what he said. Yeah. It just made it confusing when he said like it was in Toko's word, Celeste's words. Yeah, Celeste's words. I forgot her name.
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Oh yeah, I guess for Kyoko, she disappeared as well, right? So, yeah, okay. Got him.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
That can be explained. That was fake. Hifumi was faking it and you took a picture. You can literally just put that costume on top of Hifumi and he could act like this.
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Man, you don't even need to put the suit on. That suit is big. Yeah, you can just put it behind Hifumi's body and he could pretend easily.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
If it wasn't a picture of a suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi's dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect had been drinking. No. Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. Alright, this one. He's dragging the suspect away.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
It's the opposite.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
She's getting tensed up now.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Explain then.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Ooh. Let me re-educate you. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? We got... what do we got? Robo Justice costume, blueprints, and message. Okay, so I guess we're gonna use the costume.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
You're
No,
wrong.
that's wrong.
Got him.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Yep, because they couldn't bend the body.
Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist, see?
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
She's breaking.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Dude, I love it. She changed her voice again. Her, what do you call this? Her normal voice now, right?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Jesus.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Yeah, damn.
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Gave nicknames? No. Said for serious? I mean, he's not gonna say for serious as he dies, right? As he dies. He said people's last name. I guess this one. I just didn't notice it. Yeah. It's not Disu. It cannot be Disu. Imagine if he's dying and said Yasuhiro for serious. No. This one.
I got it!
Okay, we got it.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Oh yeah, he calls Makoto Naegi. Yeah.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Okay, yeah.
What did you just say?
I want to know her real name.
To think you'd take your false accusation so far I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
But yeah, this voice, man, so different.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Yes, you do look like a loser.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine! Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
You're delusional. Celestia still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. And how do we do that? E-handbook. Oh yeah, the e-handbook probably say her real name, right?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Okay, the no way to contradict me is the thing. Kind of hard though. There's two.
was trying to. He wanted
Two
us to know the
words.
killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? My name.
Celestia Ludenberg, god!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the. And since you have no way.
No, that's wrong.
GG, Celeste.
That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more use than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Oh yes, this is nice. I love this one. So we're gonna start with this one. What is this? Oh, he's moving the body. Okay. How do we move again? Okay, there we go. So for this one, it's with Taka, right? This is no. This is a killer. Clock 7. That's 7. Why do we still have this still? Okay, I guess this one here. The next one is they put him in the robot and then fake it. Yes. Okay, with Taka right here. No. One? No, one. Two. No. Go back. This one is this one. Yeah, that one. For this one, I mean the watch. And next. We got number. No, the hammers. 3, 2, 4. We got number 4 there, and then this is when he got hit, right? It was, I guess, number 2, if I'm correct. Not that strong. Okay, wait. And then there's the second one. I guess number 3. Look at this, him putting the blood on his face. My god. Okay. This is him pushing it. And then the last one. This one. Yep. So how many? We got one more, I think. The last one in the beginning. This one? Okay, there's no one else or nothing else.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
And then he got killed.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Honestly, poor Taka, right?
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. Oh, there's a new one. Celeste Ludenberg.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Complete. That was pretty cool though.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko Yasuhiro. Okay.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Her voice. It is so weird, man, because of how we see her talk all the time, right?
Interesting.
A. Yeah, I kind of messed up on the other one. Yeah, it was the absorb bullet thingies, right? That was annoying.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Ooh.
Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay.
Tell us her story.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Monokuma votes Taiko Yasuhiro. Guilty. I wonder how she's gonna die. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you are totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. It's not that, it's the people you choose to kill. If you killed the ones who are actually solving the cases, you could probably survive, yeah, but no. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would happily agree to commit murder. I'm sure she lied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get to him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, alter ego? I knew you'd figure out Kyoko. Because that was kind of obvious as well. He would only agree, or Hifumi would only do this because of alter ego. He wanted that thing so bad, right? He wanted that. And there was no other, reason for him to join Celeste. Yes, but that. You're absolutely right to get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you use it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here? How does he have costume there? Like, look at that. And some figurines as well.
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. Is it about what was stolen? I know who did it.
What? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it here. Or there, I mean. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. Yeah, he was already angry at Taka, right? And this just fueled it more. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did.
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me. My god, this poor Taka used in all of this.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I mean, I knew he'd gotten a little crazy, but...
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, if you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually...
Taka's planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try and kill you.
Indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable!
That bastard.
Completely unforgivable!
Stop saying that.
Honestly.
Honestly, him, Mondo, and Taka are the most loudest ones. It's annoying sometimes. Can we allow him to continue with this barbaric ex? Absolutely not. How could I?
I swear I will save her!
Actually,
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh no, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body and size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why do you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. Straight to the point, because you're an idiot, Hagakure. That's it.
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part of him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, it wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very, very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched it to the level, or the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can a human life mean so little to you?
Well,
And that's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began, my only thought has been escape.
But
all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Jesus, I mean obviously. Yeah, obviously she's a very, very good liar.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever. What is your dream then?
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. Oh, this is her dream. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler slash bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every needs. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life, there was only my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it.
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That what to make me complete. But yeah, you're gonna die later, so your dream is not gonna happen anymore. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right, I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
And you just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Punishment.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What?
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way.
It's the key, I guess, where alter ego is.
Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
I wonder though, right? They have their memories gone. I wonder what she was, I guess, back then. With the other people. I would like to see it. And hopefully next chapter when we finish this one, it expands to that. I want to see how their lives are, I guess. Hopefully next chapter it's that they address the memories or whatever. Even Hifumi said that, right? He mentioned that when he was dying. Like, I remember you guys, he said. Well, she's gonna get burned. Okay. A lot of Monokuma dolls are watching. The burning of the Versailles witch. Dude, this is the most hardest death though. You getting burned? It's very, very slow. It really hurts. Like, it's better to get shot in the head than this, right? Little by little, from your legs, they will burn you. Oh my god. Okay, why is there a fire truck suddenly there? Oh, she's gonna get hit by a fire truck instead? Jesus, that's brutal. She didn't get burned. She died because of the fire truck. She got squished. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend so I can pity her, but I also can deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not reasonable. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? But yeah, I just realized that pretty much the ones left. Yeah, Makoto, Aoi, Sakura, Kyoko, Byakuya. But yeah, Toko's still there. Hagakure. I think maybe Hagakure will die next chapter. Or him, yeah, probably maybe him. But then who's gonna kill him though? Hey, this is gonna be a hard next chapter. Yeah. God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Yoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
Well, what did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh, how exciting.
What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
See ya later. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's the key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
Then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
And do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does it mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Okay, we shall. Let's go.
So then,
So we need to get into the locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Alter Ego is back. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the whole entire time.
So,
And I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon, maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a little longer. Okay, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
regardless, this is not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Like what happened during the investigation, you disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious people believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me. Because we are friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I had told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
Okay, the boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera monitoring it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back... She said way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but... Could Kyoko really be right about this? This one? Wait, is it this one? No. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? Yeah, it looks like a door, see? She said it was way back of the storage closet, but I mean seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in... At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Ooh, you got some books here. Some tissues as well. I had fallen through the back of a storage closet. It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door and I made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
Secret room. So this is the secret room, but what's in here? There's a bunch of files and what looks like a volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope Peaks Academy Student Registry. Okay, this is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and it turned my attention to it. You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said like I can't leave, but you must not leave. What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It feels like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh! Who's this? A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Oh, everything is gone. Look. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. And that's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. No! We were so close. Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does that mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, go get some rest. Jesus, everything is gone. My body was with heavy pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that, as if from a vast distance I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound, yeah, it seems like something is pulling something. It's coming from the gym. As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound gets stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym. Enter. It didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Oh! Sakura! They're fighting! Before me, they rage a battle beyond anything humanely possible. No one side not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision.
Wait, Sakura the traitor? Oh, hell no.
I will no longer retreat. No longer compromise. No longer regret.
Oh my god, it's Sakura?
I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I hearing? A hostage? And then could it be the mastermind spy is Sakura-chan? No. The end. Sakura's gonna be involved in the next one now. She's not gonna... If she kills someone, that's gonna be way too obvious, right? Yeah. Okay. Dude, Sakura is gonna be involved in the next one for sure. I was thinking that maybe Hagakure will die. But no. Maybe Sakura. Because she's a spy. I mean, at least at what we're seeing here, right? But definitely gonna be involved. So, yeah, very, very long, what do you call this? Trial today. It's very, very nice or very funny to see Celeste, right? Her breaking character, hearing her real voice. It was quite funny when she broke there and then her voice just changed to her normal one. So I'm hoping next chapter we get more of the, I guess, the backgrounds of maybe what happened to them, maybe memories of them from, let's say, a year, right? Because, yeah, we saw the picture with Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon, right? So that made it very, very interesting that they have history already before this this event or this things that's been happening with them. And then when Hiro, or what's his name again? I forgot his name. Hifumi died, right? Or when he was dying, he said also something like that I remember. Like, we were friends, like all of that, right? I can't wait for them to expand it. I want to see how tragic it is, right? Imagine like Celeste lying there and then you see, for example, they remember their memories and then all of them were friends, like really, really good friends, right? So I can't wait to see that. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Danganronpa in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye-bye.